All right, 2 to 3 weeks ago, I saw Alison Brie and Dave Franco's new movie. I said Dave, I didn't say James. Dave Franco's new movie together. Now, I know before this movie came out, there was a scandal that they stole the script, and since they got accused of this like 3 or 4 times, I'm of the opinion they probably did steal this fucking script. And after watching this movie, they definitely stole the fucking, like, I believe in my heart they motherfucking stole this goddamn idea. They stole the fuck out of this idea. But it doesn't matter if you stole it. You still gotta make a good movie out of an idea. A good idea can be a bad movie. A bad idea can be a really good movie. It's happened all the time. It's gonna continue to happen. They made a really good fucking movie. That's all that matters. They turned in really good fucking performances. I saw people say that Alison Brie was kind of carrying Dave Franco at points. And I'm going to be honest. I feel like they both did a lot of heavy lifting. But when things had to get more dramatic, Alison Brie really brought it in the dramatic scenes. Fuck if I remember. I'm just gonna talk. Fuck if I remember the character's name. It's been a couple weeks, but all I know is Dave Franco's character. He was a musician. He didn't really have a lot going for him. Alison Brie's character was a teacher. She was moving somewhere to get paid a lot of money to teach. Like, she had a career. In the movie, like, we're basically talking about, should they be together? Like, Dave Franco doesn't have a lot going for him. They had sexual problems. He didn't sleep with her. He wasn't sleeping with her. There were so many relatable things going on. You know what I mean? And once you add in the mystery of the place that just moved to the, like, man, like, I feel like they took very relatable issues and they were very, like, I don't feel like the movie's tongue-in-cheek about the message at all. Like, it's really, like, out there. Like, you see that the message is about these people, like, do they really belong to be together? Should they be together? They don't really make sense to be together, but they are together. And they kind of can't live without each other. And I think it's good to have movies that kind of talk about love in that way of, like, sometimes it might not make sense, but it might just work. And I feel like we live in a time where, like, things have always been this way, but even more so than now. You look at the response to The Materialist. People called it broke boy propaganda. And I feel like if we can't acknowledge that we live in a capitalist society, we can't acknowledge that money is used to do this, and this to people, while also saying that, hey, if you aren't this, I don't want to be with you. But at the same time, people are going to do what they want to do. And I feel like at the root of everything that ever happens, you got to understand that people are going to do what they want to do. You know what I mean? So I do appreciate movies like Materialist, movies like Together, that are making statements about, hey, maybe something might not go together, maybe it might not work together, maybe it might not make sense, but it's there, and you might need it. You might just need it, and it might just be what's good for you. You know what I mean? And I really think that this movie isn't all that long. Like, it was, what, an hour and 40 minutes? But it feels long in a really good way. Like, the pacing is amazing. When they go from the party to the new home to the cave and back, and then you start to see things unravel, and then we get let on the secret that they got a parasite in them, a bacteria in them that is making them combine. In the scene of when they were, like, really stuck together and they had to use that fucking, I don't even know that like electric saw. Oh man, was that funny. Man, I really like this movie. I really dug it, and I really dug what they were going for, and I really think Alison Brie and Dave Franco gave a really good performance. If there's any movie I'm going to say that's better than Weapons this year, like, I feel like Weapons right now is the best movie of the year, bar none. But I could accept Together being put on a level above Weapons. This is an overall movie. And yeah, like I said, I really think Alison Brie and Dave Franco gave really good performances, and I really think this is a good movie. And now that, like, I'm really curious to see how they, like I feel like last year Anora and and that movie that Margaret Qualley did, The Substance. I really feel like those two movies came out of nowhere. Like, I felt like they had very little marketing. I feel like they just showed up and people were like, hey, yeah, these are the movies that are going to be like, they're going to be contending for Oscars. And I think that's why people are kind of sick of the Oscars and kind of sick of following movies at the Oscars, because it's like movies come out all year, and then like the last like 2 to 3 months of the year, people are telling us, hey man, you need to go see these movies because they're contending for Oscars. It's like, why the fuck didn't you tell me that a year ago? Why didn't you tell me that a year ago? Why didn't you tell me that 3 months ago? Why didn't you tell me that 4 months ago? Why am I finding out 2 to 3 weeks before it hits theaters, and then 2 to 3 months before it comes out, before the Oscars come on? And I'm getting the vibe that this year's is going to be another repeat, where it's like, tell me right now what movie's coming out in 3 months that's going to contend for an Oscar. I asked people that work at the fucking theater. They don't know. They said, oh, well, we have Avatar coming, and that's all they know. Like right now, this week I just saw Honey Don't. I'm gonna do a review of that here in a minute. But like, the fucking parking lot's empty. Parking lots has been empty. There aren't, and like, I didn't talk about this in my Fantastic Four review. I'm done with the Together review. I'm just talking about like people. It's really hard to follow movies and take people serious when they say this movie's the best, when it feels like they just pulled the movie out of their ass 2 months ago. It's really hard to tell people, hey, just because your movie made $1 billion, the movie that made $20 million means more to cinema. It means more to theaters when people just found out it existed a week ago. It's really hard, and it's always going to be, and that's a big reason why people don't see these movies. See movies like Anora. You can't keep just springing movies on people 2 months before they come out and telling people, yeah, this is going to contend for an Oscar. How the fuck do you know it's going to contend for an Oscar if it's not even out yet and no one's seen a trailer for it? You can't just say that. And I think people are getting, and that's, man, like I said, man, people really don't give a fuck. Like I think I'm joking, but like, people don't give a fuck anymore. Movies are so far from, like, people really don't care. Like, and I wish like they would like people in Hollywood would like tap in and realize like people don't give a fuck who you put in your movie anymore. They really don't. Like, considered one of the greatest actors of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis is about to come out of retirement, and he's making a movie for his son. I know he's making a movie for his son, but he's still making a movie, and no one cares. No one's gonna watch it. Let's just call it how it is. No one's gonna watch that fucking movie. People are probably gonna watch The Black Phone. People are probably gonna watch the new Conjuring movie, but you can't just keep coming out with these art house, award fair type movies and telling people, hey, this movie means this, and this, when they don't even know what it is. You know what I mean? You gotta do a little bit more. And I really hope movies like Together, movies like Weapons, movies like Sinners are still remembered in 6 to 8 months when it's time for the Oscars. Because I got a big feeling that they're gonna pull some shit out of their ass here in November and tell people, hey, you need to go see this and this movie that just came out with a trailer 2 weeks ago because they're about to contend for Oscars. When it feels like you just pulled it out of your ass. I feel like the less and less movies I watch, because I have definitely watched less movies this year than years before. Like, I still see more movies in a month than most people see in 3 years in a theater. You know what I mean? Like, I'm aware of that. I see more movies in a month than most people will see in 3 years in a theater. So like, even though I feel like I'm seeing like less movies, I'm still seeing way more than the average person. But even as someone who feels like connected but also disconnected, I've noticed over the last couple of years, it feels like the movies that do win awards are just kind of being pulled out of people's asses. Like, there's no type of even attempt to get a trailer out there 3 and 4 months in advance, attempt to get some marketing going 3 and 4 months in advance. You know what I mean? And I think people who are on the outside looking in already notice that. And if I'm someone who's like supposed to be on the inside, supposed to care about movies, if I can notice it, they can notice it too. So yeah, like I'm just anticipating that Sinners, Together, and Weapons, and a myriad of other movies are just gonna get forgotten for whatever they're gonna pull out of their ass here in the next couple months that debuted at Cannes. So yeah, Together, I give it an 8.5, 9 out of 10. Like I said, I think this is one of the better movies of the year. It's with some of the better performances you're going to see of the year, but I don't know if they're going to be remembered. I really don't. I really don't know if they're going to be remembered. So yeah, Together, I get it about a 9 out of 10. Really great movie. I don't know if it's one of the best of the decade, like I said, Weapons was, because I feel like Weapons opened us up to more conversations and opened us up to a different type of storytelling, like a different type of directorial storytelling and shit that I just feel like we haven't seen in a while, that we haven't seen done well in a while too. So yeah, Together, 9 out of 10. Peace.